Your podcast isn't about Moscow and it isn't about Idaho, but it is in the same sense. And I say that because it's the setting, but it's kind of only the symptom of what we see as like a bigger pervasive issue throughout the nation. And you've kind of just used the metaphorical Moscow to describe a larger problem. Talk us through the pastor, talk us through Christ Church and why that storyline was so important to tell the larger story.
Doug Wilson is the pastor. He's the leader of the church. He has been since the early 80s. He's been very patiently, very slowly building up a Christian industrial complex. He's built up this church organization that's very strong in Moscow. The church and their supporters, they've been buying up property all over Moscow. That's sort of the micro story there. And their beliefs are pretty stark, pretty fundamentalist. They believe in a very strict patriarchy. So that's the Moscow element of it, right? But they've also built this national footprint where they've got churches in almost every state. Doug Wilson has built an educational empire that even surpasses that, where he's got almost 500 fundamentalist Christian schools all over the country under the same umbrella. He's also got a huge media operation. So he's kind of becoming like this one-stop shop for like-minded people, like bringing people in and giving them this sort of Christian nationalist ecosystem where you've got education, you've got church, you've got entertainment, you've got your books, like you've got news in a way. I wouldn't call it news, but you've got talk shows where they're talking like from a Christian nationalist viewpoint. And that's why, as you said, it's a story about Moscow, which is fascinating. But Doug Wilson's become a huge national figure and been influencing people across the country, especially in Christian nationalist circles.